Howdy, folks. Jay here, and today we're going to talk about part two of our three-part series on the attractive character, the four elements of the attractive character. Now, as we mentioned in our part one video, in marketing, whether you're talking to your established list or looking for new prospects, you need to be relatable. You need to have a little something that inspires a following, and you need a story. Remember that whole part of hook story offer? And you need a hero, a star. In essence, you need an attractive character. Now, the attractive character has four elements: the backstory, the parables, character flaws, and polarity. We'll get into each one of those right now. Now, the backstory. Every good character, every good attractive character has to have a backstory. That's essential for relatability. Thinking back to yesterday's video and the example of the Subway restaurants chain and Jared, their spokesperson for many years. If he just came on the scene and in the commercials, he was just like eating Subway sandwiches and they didn't really talk about him much, you'd think, okay, so what? What's the big deal? However, when he came on the commercials, started telling his backstory and showed photos of how he once weighed 425 pounds and now he weighs 190 pounds, and he got that way by eating Subway sandwiches, the whole point of view of the viewers changed. The thought process was along the lines of, hey, I'm overweight. If I eat Subway sandwiches, I can lose weight. And this brought the Subway chain a lot of business. You see the difference between the two? Now, you share your backstory because you want people to see where you have come from. The people who relate to your backstory and identify with it, they will want to follow you. They will want to hear about where you are now and how you got there. You just provided a hook. Again, the whole hook story offer thing. Now, as a result of this, you can lay out the path of your success, and your followers will want to join you on that path. Now, if they don't see the backstory, potential customers simply won't follow you or listen to you. If you're anything like me, you've bought a number of courses and books and other learning material because you related to the author's backstory and wanted the same results as they did. This is what you're trying to achieve with your followers. Now, the key is that your backstory must relate to the story you told. In other words, if you're selling a weight loss product, talk about how you lost weight. Use the example of hey, I was this size and big, and then I took these steps, bought this product, and then I lost the weight. A success course. You want to talk about how you were successful now. You know, the old 3 years ago, I lived under a bridge, but now I got 3 Ferraris and a mansion. This is how I did it. You see what I'm going with here? Now, if you personally don't have a backstory that relates to your product, share someone else's backstory. Don't make one up. People can see right through that. But you can share the backstory of a friend, a client, even someone famous whose backstory may already be known. You simply find out a few details about it if you can, and utilize that backstory. Now, parables. Attractive characters often speak in parables. What's a parable? Well, a parable is a short story that's easy to remember that illustrates the point you're trying to make. Every good speaker I know of is a good storyteller. Think about some of the teachers you've had in the past, the ones that made the biggest impacts on your life, that were the most memorable to you. My guess is they made that lasting impression by telling amusing and memorable stories along with their teaching. Again, a parable is just a simple story that happened in your attractive character's life. Think about something in your past that has happened to you or someone you know about and how it relates to your product and service, and share that with your followers. When you stop teaching by just the facts and start teaching with parables, your message will stay with your audience much, much longer. Now, character flaws. Attractive characters share their character flaws. This is an element that most people really struggle with. because who wants to admit they have flaws? But this is truly one of the most important aspects to share with your audience because it makes you as a person real and relatable. Every believable three-dimensional attractive character has flaws. Think about some of the most memorable superheroes. Superman. He's practically invincible, but there's kryptonite and his compassion for humans. Then there's Batman, the super rich guy with all this awesome technology, but he's haunted by his past and compelled to bring down the bad guys as a vigilante. These aspects of these characters are their flaws, and that's what makes them truly memorable and popular. Now, polarity. Attractive characters have polarity. In other words, they have a firm belief in certain things and aren't shy about expressing that belief. Now, this may seem counterintuitive because of our society's political correctness. Many people are afraid of offending people, so they simply stay neutral as a presenter. But neutral is boring. When you try to win over everyone, you win over no one. An effective, attractive character have strong opinions and they stick to their guns and draw that line in the sand. And this polarity puts followers in three camps: those who agree, those who disagree, and those who are on the fence. And over time, you can convert or repel your fair weather fans, the on the fence people, to your views. And this creates a strong following. Two of the best examples I can think of are Howard Stern and Garrett J. White. Now, Howard Stern had some very firm beliefs, which he was not shy about sharing during his interviews. Someone would come on and he would talk to him, and if he disagreed with that person or their view, he would tell them, hey, I don't agree with you. And this would create a huge following for him. And Garrett J. White, the founder of Wake Up Warrior, this man has a lot of strong beliefs about things, and he's not afraid to share them. And he has this upfront, in-your-face style with a lot of colorful language. While it repels some people, it certainly attracts him to a lot of others. So the four elements of the effective, attractive character: the backstory, the parables, the character flaws, and that power of polarity are key to establishing a following and turning prospects into customers, which is ultimately our goal, right? So be sure to tune in for our next video, part 3, the identity of your attractive character. Until next time, I'm Jay. Adios.